In 1893, David Gring, president of the Newport and Shermans Valley Railroad, had an ambitious dream: to build a 2,600-foot tunnel through Conococheague Mountain. This tunnel would connect the Newport and Shermans Valley Railroad at New Germantown with the East Broadtop Railroad and the Tuscarora Valley Railroad. This proposed narrow-gauge extension of the Newport and Shermans Valley Railroad was to be called the Path Valley Railroad. Logging companies had operated in this area since the mid-1800s. The trees were cut to supply local tanneries, barrel manufacturers, and charcoal furnaces. One tannery near the site of the tunnel operated during the early 1800s and was later turned into an axe handle factory. Grading of the Path Valley Railroad began in October of 1893. Workers, under the direction of the McGovern brothers, began excavating both ends of the tunnel simultaneously. However, the rock proved to be more difficult to blast through than the contractors had anticipated. After 9 months of work, only about 100 feet of the tunnel had been excavated at either end. Records show that these workers were paid $1.50 per day. Work ceased on the tunnel in August of 1894. The McGovern brothers, who by this time had gone bankrupt, were unable to make payroll, and their workers walked off the job. The following month, officials at the Newport and Shermans Valley Railroad met to discuss completing the tunnel, but construction was never completed. A portion of the grade was later used by another narrow-gauge railway operated by the Perry Lumber Company, which operated from 1900 to 1905, with 30 lumber cars that had been built at the Newport and Shermans Valley Railroad shops. 2 years later, in 1907, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania purchased the land, which became the McClure Division of the Tuscarora State Forest. We're here at Big Spring Picnic Area, looking for an abandoned railroad tunnel. This looks like this is the path up. Hi again, this is Conococheague Mountain in Tuscarora State Forest, and right here we're at the site of an abandoned railroad tunnel. It was constructed in 1893, and let's have a look inside. See, the water is dripping everywhere, so you have to be very careful. These rocks are pretty slippery. I believe this was built by the Shermans Valley Railroad, used to haul timber. At the beginning of the 18th century, this area was first settled, and about 100 years later, a tannery was built at the bottom of the mountain. Let's take a look at the ceiling. There's a pool of water. I'm going to walk around there. It looks like we're coming up to the end of the tunnel. And this is as far as it goes.